Hi loves, welcome back to the channel. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, my name is Grace. If you are my returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. In today's video, we are going to learn how to cut and sew this 180-degree flare. And without wasting time, let's get into the video. I have my material here. The name of this material, oh, I've forgotten, but the local name I heard people calling this material is Kampala. Yeah, Kampala material. So I'm folding it by the length. My waist, I'm going to fold it the length of my skirt plus the radius. So the length of this skirt is 42 to 43 plus the radius of whether 9 inch or 10 inch. So in total I have to fold 54, as the case may be. Yeah, you can fold it 54 or 53. After that, I fold it again in a bias form, so automatically my folding is into 4. The first 4 was the length of the I fold it by the length, and when I get the total length of the skirt and the radius, I fold it again in a bias form. Take note. I'm checking to see if what I have is complete with my actual measurement, and when the measurement is complete, I'm arranging my material. At the tips of this triangle, I mark my radius. The length of my radius is shown here on the screen. I mark the radius. To determine the radius of your waist, divide your waist circumference by 3.14. yes, so when I get it, I mark and connect. Guys, also take note that my second fold does not get to the end of the first fold. I leave some space for zip allowance. Yes, and guys, for this material the width is longer than that of Ankara. So I will not have any joining at the end. I measure from the radius. I mark the length of my skirt, and when I get the length of my skirt, I take my tape up to the tip of this angle, to the tips of this triangle, and I'm taking that same measurement, that 42 measurement, all round. I'm taking it all round so that I will have that round shape. You don't have to take it from your radius. Take the tape up to the tip of the triangle and rotate it all round so that you have this round shape. After measuring from the folds, from the radius to be 42 or 43, when you take your tape up to the tips of the triangle, just measure it from the tips, and when you get from the tip, depending on your radius, that same measurement is what you are going to rotate it down. I hope that makes sense. When I'm done with the marking, I'm simply joining all my marking together like this. You see, I have this round looking shape. That's why I say take your tape up to the tip of the triangle, and I left about half an inch all round. It's optional though. Leave about, so I'm going to trim this edge, this zip edge, and I flip it to this side. I'm trimming the edge out because the zip allowance at the middle to the down is too much. So when I'm done with it, guys, look at what we have, and we are going to add ½ inch for stitching allowance. So randomly I mark ½ inch. If you don't know how to mark it, or if you are not sure of the marking, you can measure it before you mark it out, but me, I know that is ½ inch, so I simply cut it out. Guys, this is how it's supposed to look on me. Look at it, it's looking beautiful already without sewing. Guys, look at it. And the extra allowance at the back is my zip. It's the zip allowance. So this is it. It's looking beautiful already. So moving on to the sewing part of it. We'll start by folding the hem of this skirt by 1/2 inch and further fold it by 1/2 inch, and we are going to stitch it down. Guys, don't fold more than 1/2 inch, if not it will be difficult for you to stitch it down. So after stitching, this is what we have. It's looking beautiful already. So we are moving on to the zip region. So I fold my material right side facing. I'm marking where my zip will stop. Is 6 inch or 7 inch. Since it is a flare, there is no really need to go down to 9 inch. Yeah, so I'm going to stitch starting from that zip region to the hem of the skirt. So when you are done, you are going to move on to this band. Moving on to the band, taking the length of my band to be my round waist circumference, my round waist measurement plus 6 to 7 inch extra. So when I get that, I'm simply marking the length of my band. I want the length of this band to be 1.5, but I'm going to add 1/2 inch for stitching allowance, so I mark 2 inch. So that after stitching I will have my 1.5 inch. I make sure I measure it again to see if I have my round waist measurement plus 6 to 7 inch. And this is where my waist stop. The remaining is the extra allowance I added. It's better you work with allowance than after you iron and prepare your band does not go around your skirt circumference. So I prefer to work with allowance than to run shortage of material. I'm indicating the back piece, so I'm going to place that back piece on top of my paper stay. There's this paper stay, there's a part that has gum on it, so I'm going to iron, and after ironing and trimming out, this is what we have. I'm going to fold one edge of my band like this by 1/2 inch. It's very important you do this if you want to have a very neat finishing, a neat or a clean work. Fold in by 1/2 inch. So I'm taking back my skirt like this. This is the way I'm going to stitch it down. I'm actually stitching it at the back of my skirt. Guys, take notes. So I'm going to trim out the excess. I'm going to fold the edge of my band like this, the same way I folded the previous one. I'm folding it like this, and I fold it again like this and stitch it down. This is to conceal all the rough edge in it. I trim it off and I flip it to the right side. I flip it to the right side. Look at what we have. It's looking very beautiful. So now we are moving on to the right. This is the right side of our skirt, so we are going to top stitch on the right side of the skirt. Guys, how many of you noticed that I forgot to put zip? I supposed to put zip before I even put this band, so I will go ahead and attach zip to it. I'm going to push up the sewing allowance, then use the band to cover it up. It's going to be very simple because we have already ironed the edge down. After pinning it like this is how we are going to sew. And guys, look at this skirt. It's looking very beautiful. next week we are going to post a tutorial of crop shades for this skirt. So stay tuned and always come back to check my video. Consider subscribing so that, and when after subscribing, turn on your notification bell so that you get notified each time I post a new video. Without further ado, till I see you in my next video, bye.